And as Republican candidates look ahead to the primaries, we're hearing from political experts about the struggles facing Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign. Our Steve King joins us in the studio with a look at what DeSantis said at his most recent campaign stop and why experts say he needs to start picking up momentum if he hopes to win the Republican presidential nomination.
Governor Ron DeSantis had a campaign stop in New Hampshire on Sunday, and before that, he was in Iowa. A political science expert tells us DeSantis needs to do everything he can to have a strong showing in those states, which will be the first two to cast their ballots in the Republican primaries.
I'd say he's in trouble right now.
Charles Zeldin, professor of history and politics at Nova Southeastern University, says the fact DeSantis is behind former President Trump by about 30 points in many polls is a bad sign for DeSantis' hopes of winning the Republican nomination.
He's got some time yet, but if he doesn't show something early on in the primary process, it's game over.
He says the fact DeSantis laid off a third of his campaign staff could mean the governor has begun having trouble raising money. In New Hampshire on Sunday, DeSantis criticized how Trump's campaign has invested its money, saying the former president's PAC has mostly been towards legal fees and ads targeting DeSantis.
We also spend more than $20 million attacking me. He was attacking me with these commercials, phony commercials, when I was just doing my job as governor. I wasn't even a candidate.
Zeldin thinks any digs at former President Trump require a delicate balance on DeSantis' part.
If DeSantis doesn't engage, he allows Trump to define the battlefield. And that will always be to the advantage of Trump. If he does engage, on the other hand, it diminishes DeSantis's strategy of not fully engaging with Trump.
DeSantis also made an appearance in Iowa over the weekend where he told reporters he's the only Republican candidate who can win in the general election.
I will get the job done.
The Iowa caucus is set for January 15th, and the Republican primaries run through early June. Zeldin says if Trump were to be convicted of any of the charges against him, it likely would not happen until after the primaries. Reporting in the studio, Steve King, WPBF 25 News.